Track
Let's
down.
do it down. That's a to be. Oh, we're up.
Oh,
Hi guys. We didn't realize we were fully live, but hi everyone, how's it going?
I just folded the stream on my phone. Like, I'm gonna check when it's ready. Yeah, Ursa, you're good. All right.
Amazing. But hi guys, welcome to Space Rock Cafe. We are going to be playing D&D 5e today over on Bardrock's channel, and it will be some chaos as exhibited with our energy here. I'm Xtina, and I'm going to be your GM for the evening. And just before we go in and do a quick introduction of everyone, I just want to go ahead and thank some of Bardrock's existing sponsors, and you'll be able to see some of these in the chat throughout the stream. Bardrock sponsors include Dragon Master Games and Fan Roll Dice. And we are also going to be using the Wild Magic chart from DM's Guild that was made by the wonderful Dave Panfios. Definitely check it out if you guys have some interest in some of the chaos these guys get up to. Yeah, I will let you guys introduce yourself. Paul, we'll start with you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Paul. If you're familiar with the Bardrock Cafe podcast, I play Roxanne, the Kalishtar noble who gave up his charmed life to pursue his dreams. And today I'm going to be playing Captain Jake Swallow, the Bard College washout from Waterdeep, who somehow acquired a Spelljammer pirate ship and has not told the crew how he did so.
Cool. Next, let's go with Saros. You weren't here last time, but...
No, I'm new. How's it going? I'm Allison. I'm playing Saros Stellan, the Eladrin monk who had a bit of an encounter when he was younger with a certain stellar god and is now kind of trying to find him again to give back a piece of his mind or take back a piece of his mind. He's not quite sure.
I think next is J-Ro.
Hi, I'm J-Ro, Coach J-Ro, the Unsummoned Skull. Usually I do a lot of magic-related things, and I've also done a decent amount of D&D-related things, and I've coordinated with the Bardrock Cafe crew a few times. I'm going to be playing Amar, who is the navigator, or at least they're trying to be. It is kind of hit and miss in terms of whether we actually get anywhere.
Sweet. Ursa, you're next.
Hi, I'm Ursa Bearwalker. I'm going to be playing Polly. I am the chef / cook for the crew. I'm basically trying to make sure that that Jake doesn't get too rowdy. I think is kind of where we're at so far.
You're the chef / cook / babysitter, right?
Babysitter,
yeah.
We established last time Polly does secretly put muffins in Jake's closet.
Yes.
We did.
Jake has a muffin button, and there's like a setup from the galley to
It's like
Jake's.
a little laundry chute.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of muffins.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta use those eggs somehow, right? Okay. But yeah. So I play the burb chef. So.
Amazing. And Marty?
Hi, I'm Marty. Frequent guest on Bardrock Cafe, player on Wayfaring Strangers. Today I'm playing Arnil, the Thrycreen fighter, who is just here. Doesn't actually have a role on the ship. He's just been here.
Crewmate, right? We've got some probably NPCs on board too to help skeleton crew run this the ship that haven't been introduced or encountered yet. So got some crewmate stuff going on.
Arnold doesn't have quarters; he just lives in the walls.
I do live in the walls.
I'm sure there's like some sort of panel that just like goes into the empty space between the walls.
Oh.
Polly just like sticks a plate out and just closes it, and it's gone.
Thank you.
She thinks she's feeding the ship.
Unlike a certain mouse character, though, that lives in walls and was hiding from family, though this is perfectly on Arnil's want. There's no not talking about Arnil happening here.
Yes, no.
Amazing. So I believe last time we had you guys landing on a very luscious green, overgrown planet. and we kind of left off there. Now, I feel like I have to ask this, although I'm kind of concerned too. Between our wonderful captain and the navigator, how were you guys landing this ship and where?
I'm looking for water to park it so it looks like a conventional ship.
Okay.
And I feel like we don't know whether or not this world has spelljammers or has seen spelljammers. So leaving it parked in the sky could be a little inconspicuous.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm more focused on the mechanics of actually landing. Like, where's the anchor? How exactly do we anchor? If it's something heavy that we're throwing off at the side of the ship, how does that not just like rip off half the side of the thing? Things like that.
Perfect.
Because not dying seems pretty important.
We have canonically landed this ship at least once, so.
Intentionally or
At least
unintentionally?
Right. Okay. Sure. I will say make me a survival check to see how lucky you are at finding this water.
That is 17 plus 3 for a dirty 20.
Yeah, nope, this is super water. You know, when there was that zooming scene in Lilo and Stitch, and it was like, perfect water, Stitch will never survive. And then it zooms in on land, there's a tiny little spot of land. You guys have like come in on the side of the planet that's just all water. So, amazing. No issues with finding water. I will go ahead and say you can make however you would like to land it with a dirty 20, you do so, whether it is a clean landing or whether it's a rocky landing. I'll leave that up to you.
Jake is sobered up because we're out of rum and it's been a day, so I'm thinking he lands it smoothly. And everyone is very surprised.
Wow, that's actually really good.
Yep, don't expect me to do it again.
Are you all right, Captain? You seem kind of on edge.
I haven't had my Irish coffee this morning.
Perfect.
Was that asking for something, Mr. The belt? He said he did not have his Irish coffee yet. Was that a request?
We only have regular coffee at the moment because we haven't gotten the rum.
I'm sorry, I do not understand what the Irish part means. That it's
What does... I don't understand.
Yes, you're not as seasoned planar travelers as me. Ireland is this land in this other realm that I traveled to on our Spelljammer before I got you on the crew.
Just make some notes here. Ireland exists.
Canonically, Elminster, the powerful wizard from Faerun, has been to Toronto.
What? Okay.
I thought you were referring to that small island where everyone is really pissed off all the time, throwing ire around.
I mean, that's not inconsistent with the actual land of Faerun.
I hear they're very passionate. Some would say hot-headed.
And that was a stream, guys. No.
All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Actually, no, we won't. That's Christmas.
No, so yeah, you guys land in the water. I will say anyone can do this. Roll me an investigation check really quick to see if anyone can sort of see any land or if you guys are just in open water right now.
How's everybody else's investigation?
I got an 18 plus 2 for another dirty 20.
All right.
Your captain is great at captaining.
When I'm sober, I'm amazing.
I got a 19 plus 3 for a 22.
And your navigator is great at navigating.
Yes.
Right, I'm gonna try to crit. Just to upstage everybody. Here we go. I got a nat 1.
You did get a crit, yes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Trigger wild magic.
So, yeah. Give me 2 of
Wormwood,
those.
why have you betrayed me?
You think you know better than me? You do not have a French accent. That is what makes me good at what I do.
Mr. Arnil, what you're pointing at is the water.
Yeah, it's right there. All right, here we go. First wild magic of the night. 65 and 43.
Nope, that's too far. Hold on. Come on. We're loading. Okay, 65 and 43.
Yes.
Okay.
My hubris.
I don't think you guys have that object on you, so we'll go with the other one because neither of these is bad. Although, actually, I guess I'll let you pick. Which one do you want? Like, neither of them is particularly bad.
I already forgot what my options were.
65 or 43.
Let's do 65.
You magically cast Find Familiar, and it's a bat, and you have to address it in your best Gravely voice.
Oh, like a Batman thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's Rachel?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
I am the knight. A Batman.
So there's a little bat just perching, hanging upside down on your arm.
Mr. Arnil, you have a friend. What's their name?
What is their name?
What's your name?
It sort of chitters at you.
I make the same sound.
Batty it is.
Batty.
Batty just kind of chitters again.
I literally forgot. I was gonna name them after who played Batman in the Dark Knight. I already forgot. It's been
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Bale. I was gonna name him Christian.
All right, Christian it is.
Interesting. Okay.
I was gonna go with Mel Gibson personally.
All right, it's Mel now.
That's a kind of Christian, right?
All right.
See you in 2 weeks.
Oh, you guys. Yeah, no, so, not one's aside, your navigator and your captain are great at captaining and navigating. So the two of you do catch sight of, kind of as I implied, there is an island not too far from where you guys have landed. Seems like you sort of managed to get pretty far out in the open sea, so there would be no risk of damage to the ship as you actually landed. And so you are free to approach the island. Weather seems pretty clear right now. There's no issues going on as far as any storms that could possibly impede you. And it does not appear that there are any rocks or sand dunes or anything to be aware of. If you want to approach either the dock, you can see that there is a dock on this island, or there's just regular beachside territory.
All right, so since there is a dock, I think we're going to try and moor the ship. And we've now used up pretty much all the sailor vocabulary I personally know.
It's all gone now.
Yep, I know port and starboard, but I don't know which one's which.
Everyone else is good with that idea?
Yep.
It's better because I'm in charge.
I was like, no commandeering from the captain.
Mutiny time.
Not again.
There's just a little
Third
sign.
this week.
There's just a little sign on the in like the galley that just says it has been 0 days since the last mutiny.
Yep. Exactly. There, you know how with like chalkboard fading, you can sort of see like numbers as they get there. The 0 is like almost permanent.
It's just written in Sharpie.
Basically. Okay.
The 0 is there. We keep like white erasing the numbers next to 0 because we never make it. We can make it all the way to 10 before we have to write new numbers, and they've never gotten there. 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3.
Perfect.
Sweet. So you go ahead, you moor the boat. Seems pretty normal for seafaring. As you do so, pretty quiet. Doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot going on the actual dock. The island itself, from what you can see when you were pulling up the boat, it just seems like a normal like seaside town. Pretty small, more villagey than like full-on city vibes that you're getting from it. And it sort of seems like in between sort of times of day where you can get that vibe of there's not really a whole lot going on right now, but that doesn't mean there always isn't.
All right, who's going ashore with the captain?
I can't. It seems like there's maybe something to do there. There probably are usually people around here.
So Polly wants to stick her head out and sort of just glance across the what I can see from the ship and see what I can see in terms of like agriculture or other food sources that might be around.
Yeah. So you do see that there is like a little market that's not too far from the area that you can dock your ships at, and I would say, Saros, where do you think your character would be right now? Would your character be sort of actually out and about or enjoying the siesta kind of time that everyone else would be?
I think at this point, he would be just wandering the marketplace, bothering anyone who would glance at him, and just sort of be like, excuse me, do you know about stars? No, only fruits. Okay. Just be walking from stall to stall, whether or not anyone's actually there.
One market person does like kind of chime in, like, "Oh, you mean like star fruits? I love star fruits. Star fruits are amazing. Do you want a star fruit? We have samples."
There are fruits, stars.
Oh yes, there are. Don't eat them when they're not ripe because they don't taste good. They're pretty bitter. But when they're not unripe, they're delicious. Here, try one. And they shove it in your face.
It's just take it and stare at it, just marveling at it, the star.
Okay, so if it's clear that there's a market, Polly's gonna want to go to shore too.
Cool.
So Jake is definitely doing that thing where like you circle through and collect the samples, and then you circle back and pretend you're a new person and hope they don't notice.
Sure, roll me deception. See how well you do with that. I don't think you'll go bad unless you roll it at one.
I was say you have like a disguise kid, or
I do, but
are you actually using it, or are you just like no? Are you?
No, I'm just being the nonchalant guy that's just oppressively taking samples when it's clearly one per customer.
it's just like, oh, that was my brother before.
Yep, that is a 19. You know, I'm sure they see many here and gone around here.
Yeah, no issues. Doesn't bat an eye. It doesn't seem like there's actually really an issue with giving samples out to, one per person kind of thing. So, here's another
thank
sample.
Thank you. I love sampling your hospitality.
Oh, we don't get very many visitors, so it's always nice when we see new faces. It's a pretty small area. It gets boring seeing the same old people after day.
Tell me, perchance, you have a district with temples, and particularly gnomish temples?
Gnomish temples, not here, not in our town. But how familiar with the local areas are you?
None. We are completely from out of town. We have sailed from a land far, far away.
Oh, I mean that makes sense. Most lands are pretty far from us. We're an island in the middle of the sea. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is, in order to get to the city of Vromia, you're going to have to sail west. It'll be about 5 days, but you won't miss it, because all of a sudden things will get really dark and really spooky, and that's how you'll know that you found the right area.
All right, I pull out a pen and paper, or I should say a quill and paper, because fantasy stuff, and I jot down the directions and the town name.
I take out my fantasy ballpoint.
Polly is gonna look over the captain's shoulder and make sure that he wrote down the directions correctly.
I was sober. I will let you know when I am not able to be trusted.
All right, then.
Until we've stocked up on the rum. The second thing I ask is there somewhere in town I can buy rum?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The liquor market tier is that way.
And I just march off like big over the top steps.
Wait. But if you are sailing out that way, like, how big is your crew? Because things can get pretty dicey. You might want to see if anyone's willing to go with you from town. Especially if you're not familiar with the area.
I'm excellent at recruiting new crew members for such purposes. I will do that.
So, yeah.
So, I would say at that point, you guys are all talking to the fruit person. So, Saros, you would have overheard that kind of interchange, whether you feel like you want to interject or not, or just kind of keep an eye on these also new people in the town. I will leave that up to you. But yeah, you guys are free to go after the liquor market person.
Polly wants to know, so Polly is standing there with her plumage that looks an awful lot like the night sky. Kind of has like some sparkles in it, kind of like stars. Hint, nudge, nudge. I want to talk to the fruit vendor and see if they have sort of any like robust fruits, something that we could like take on journeys, so on and so forth.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead. Let me see. Roll me just like a luck check, just a random d20. Don't add anything to it.
17.
Yeah, they have literally all kinds of like fruits and veggies, perfectly hardy things. Things that are encased like apples and oranges and other things that might survive pretty well for long distances. They have some things that are, going to perish a little bit quicker, but could be, cleaned and cooked a little bit faster or preserved, such as like peaches and raspberries and other things that you wouldn't want to just like leave out because they're going to, mold and get mushy pretty fast, but you can use them in other ways to make them last longer. Then like vegetables, they've got things like carrots and potatoes and things that are similar in nature to all of those that would last you a decent amount of time.
Okay,
you see Jake turn around super duper fast, and one of his ears perk up when he hears the word carrots. Carrots, you say?
Somebody say carrots.
Oh, wow, there's a lot of you. Okay. Yes, we have carrots. Lots of carrots. We grow them on the island. They're local.
Miss Polly, please make sure we're fully stocked on carrots. I'll take care of the rum.
Fine. So Polly will go and she'll we can work out specifics later if you want. I'll pull a whole host of different fruits and vegetables, and
Sweet.
probably some grains if those are available as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they definitely would be. Like anything that it is you're looking for would be available kind of at the food market. If it's not at this one, then nearby other stalls that might sell different varieties of things. Yeah, so you were free to do that. The cost of it is pretty, not substantial. Like, a gold would cover you for pretty much everything you wanted.
All right, then I'll do that. A gold's worth of assorted stuff.
Sweet. You get the idea that this should last you a pretty decent amount of time, about like month or so provisions. It seems like Wallis Island itself is pretty tiny. They get a lot of visitors that come through. They're kind of like the only stop on the way to other places on the world. So they have a decent selection.
All right.
Sweet. Anyone else doing anything at the fruits and veggies and grains dealer, or are we going to the different grains dealer?
Yeah.
I think just to decide, Saros is going to notice the nightbird person and get distracted, and when you go to walk off, is just going to follow behind you, not saying anything, just totally bedazzled while he's slowly nibbling on his little sample of starfruit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Arnil is also just kind of similarly hanging around Polly. Just like they don't know what else to really do.
What do you do?
What? Well, I
mean, besides jump onto enemy ships and try to take them over by force. Like, what is it exactly that you do on the ship?
Fire from cannons.
Well, I live there. That is where I lived before you all showed up.
I don't know what that means.
Mr. Arnil was my first recruit. He's the first mate.
Oh, I'm the first mate.
You are the first member of the crew. There you are the first mate. Jake clearly doesn't know how ranks work.
Okay.
Arnil is very excited.
Amar, are you tagging along with them on this journey of interrogation and alcohol retrieval, or are you hanging back on the ship?
I went with them just because I wanted to go out and talk with people, but I'm kind of going around and just schmoozing.
Okay.
Schmoozing.
Schmoozing? Anything you're looking for in particular, or keeping your ear out for, or just kind of enjoying the sights?
Just kind of enjoying the sights.
Okay. We'll circle back to that in a minute. I have something for you, but not yet.
Okay.
Jake, as you go approach the grain store, you see this sort of like boarded up, like wooden, it looks like it would normally offer itself almost like a tiki bar, but the little like thing is pulled down over it, and there's like a flipped sign that's usually got closed and open, and it's actually marked as closed. Roll me perception really quick. Anyone that is also in the vicinity is welcome to do this as well.
15.
That is an 11 for me.
Saros, you're welcome to do this as well, since you said you were following behind them.
Yeah, it's a 10 for me.
Oh, perfect. Starstruck.
Have any of us clocked that this person is following us?
I am intentionally not doing a perception check.
You were intentionally not doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so with a 15, I will say 2 things. Yes, you do notice there is someone following you. Also, while Jake is zoomed in on this closed sign, I assume, of, oh no, how am I gonna get my liquor now? I'm about to steal this liquor. Or whatever. Then you also notice there's also another note taped up, but it's kind of like written tiny, so you have to like actually go up to read it.
That sign can't stop me because I can't read.
What sign, Mr. Arnil?
Do we make it that Arnil can't read? Is that a thing?
No.
No, it was just funny.
I just want to make sure, because if that's something we need to be aware of, then we got to be aware of that.
I'm also on a letter quest.
No, actually, Arnil's thing is he can't count.
Legally distinct. I like it.
Separate Bard Rock entities. One can't read, one can't count. There we go.
And then we make a buddy cop movie with the two of them.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes.
And then they try to figure out how to use the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. One can't read the scroll, the other one can't count to figure out how many seconds
One.
it's done.
2, 7.
No, we Arnil on an elevator is the guy who operates it. He's like 1, 2, 20, wait.
Oh.
Anyway, since Arnil pointed out the note, can I now read it?
Yeah, you can see it now. It's very hastily written, scribbled, and it looks like it's a note from whoever was manning the stand that day that just kind of says, had something come up, be back later. If emergency, meet me at the tree on the north side of the island.
Well, this is an emergency if ever I've seen one. We are out of rum.
Polly's just gonna glare.
I mean, what other emergencies do you think a rum dealer has?
I don't even know what to say to that. People do more than one thing. You know that, right?
Of course. Can I roll deception to see if I knew that?
Can I roll?
Writing's not the only thing. There are other things.
Yep,
Nope.
yep.
In mine,
Deception against opposed insight.
I have binary thinking. I think everybody has one task. Oh, that is a natty 1.
Oh.
That's good. That's good because I had a 9.
Yeah, so you definitely clocked that was not something that was recognized. Let me see here. Bard.
Yep. I got a
All right.
55 and a 19.
Great.
I'm less excited because this is my normal table. But I brought that on myself, so
It's okay. Multi-class later.
that's the plan.
Yep.
Okay. That one seems worse, actually.
Please turn blue for like a week.
No, that's the regular Wild Magic Sorcerer table.
Okay, so I will say that you feel something within you almost feels twisted, and that's all you notice for right now.
Huh? Okay.
Oh, there's a pain in my gut. I think I have a hernia.
Your tongue is twisted, your eyes are slit. You need a guardian.
When did you last eat?
Evens or odds?
Odds.
I ate breakfast.
Okay.
I had a muffin and my coffee.
Polly's gonna toss him an apple.
I eat it like an asshole.
Here, let's get the shot of you eating an apple so we know how much of an asshole you are.
I take the bite as obnoxiously as possible with my giant rabbit teeth.
Fine, let's go to the north side of the island, this tree or whatever.
All right, I pull out my compass, which now that we're on an actual planet, points to magnetic north.
Yay.
Sure does. Yeah, you guys can feel free. I will say if you were the one that is leading the charge, I would need another navigation check just to make sure you actually can stay focused on this compass. I'll say since you have a specific goal in mind and you seem very one-track minded, you can roll this with advantage.
All right. First roll was a 13. Let's see if the second one is better. Second one's 19.
Okay. Saros, I assume you were following behind.
Oh, yes, just still wandering behind.
Okay. And Amar, at this point, have you caught up with your group, or are you still hanging out and just kind of perusing the stalls?
Hanging out and perusing the stalls.
Okay, perfect. So, for you, as the others have trekked off into the chaos of the island, you are encountered with someone who's got like a group of children that's around them, and they're sort of reading a story to them. Seems like this is like their daycare. The person is telling this story about basically like wayfaring and how important it is to their culture, and is basically just like imparting knowledge on these children. They seem like a little bit of an older, almost druid-esque person. You know, very, very wizened appearance. And she sort of like catches that there is a new person and just kind of like gives you like a faint smile, but does not like take her attention off of the children.
This
Hello.
stranger is talking about wayfaring.
Hello, I see you're talking about some of the different places that exist in the universe. I must say, I have been to a lot of them. Maybe I can assist your lesson.
Oh, yes, of course. That seems interesting. We don't get very many visitors that are human in nature. Usually they're a little bit different. What have you sort of seen in your travels?
Well, I have been to a number of different planets. We most recently got in an interesting race. We did a race from place to place and actually boarded the other ship. It was kind of unusual.
She kind of quirks an eyebrow up at you and is kind of like eyeing the children. The children are like super interested, and she's like giving this look of like, do I want this person talking to these kids anymore? But the kids are like, ooh, tell us more about the race. The race sounds really interesting.
Stranger danger.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to get into our race, you want to make sure that you have clearly explained what the rules are to the people that are going to participate.
No lies detected.
And frankly, if you have not clearly explained the rules, then you cannot expect the people that you encounter to follow them.
I mean, that's not unwise knowledge for the children to know. You definitely want to make sure that anytime you are interacting with others, you are communicating well.
And following the rules.
And following rules. Following rules is very important, children.
You follow the rules as long as they are clearly defined to you. If they are not clearly defining the rules, you cannot expect them to follow them either.
That is true. That is very true. You can't. That's true. All right, children. You guys the children have sort of gathered around you, and they're just like, tell me more, tell us more. And she's like, come on, children, you don't want to bother the guests. I'm sure they have a lot of things that they've got to do while they're on the island. You don't want to impose.
Mr. Funny Man, tell us another story.
Basically, just you've got a gaggle of children just literally like pulling at you. They don't seem to have any idea of, proper like people distance. Personal bubble. There's no personal bubble in these children's minds.
In the town where I was born, lived a man who sailed to sea, and he told us of his life in the land of submarines. So we sailed onto the sun till we found the sea of green, and we lived beneath the waves in our yellow submarine. Wait, is this a yellow? I don't know. I don't understand.
Oh.
I'm talking out my ass right now. Oh, I'm talking out my bottom. Sorry.
Grandma Dentra. He said a bad word.
I learned a new word.
What's a submarine?
It's a type of sandwich.
A very, very tasty sandwich, which you can probably make with the different ingredients they have in this wonderful marketplace.
Ooh, I'm gonna go ask my mom for a submarine. Children gather and run off.
I'm sorry, I'm not very good with children. I do not have any of my own, as far as I know. I also do not have a wonderful upbringing in terms of people who are there to raise me. I'm sorry that I'm such a mess.
No, it's it's okay. Not your fault. We get a lot of visitors, and the children are very curious because of all the different people and they get to see and learn from. And I promise that's not the first time they've heard any kind of foul words. You'd be surprised at the number of sailors that come through.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Because she said that there weren't a lot of visitors. And we've heard that a couple of times now. That there weren't
heard both.
That there aren't a lot of visitors, and now we're hearing that there are. And there was a specification earlier where it was said that there aren't a lot of visitors who look like us. We've gotten a few different answers, and so that's what I'm kind of wondering.
Yeah, no, perfect.
We've been wandered into the island version of Hotel California.
All right, so so there's insight, I think.
Yeah.
That's a 14 plus 4 is an 18.
Yeah. So you are specifically kind of getting a read on the variance in there's a lot of visitors, there's not a lot of visitors, and there's not a lot of visitors that look like you.
Mm-hmm.
So from an insight check, you kind of get the vibe that she's not lying. She is telling the truth. She's not used to seeing people that are human, but that they also do get a lot of visitors to the town. So it might specifically be that she's not familiar with humans, but she is familiar with other races.
Okay.
It kind of seemed like, and when I said like she's a druid, you kind of are getting a little bit of an half elfy vibe, although it's unclear what the other half is. It seems very sort of more elf than anything else.
Okay.
The mythical 3/4 elf race.
Whoa.
Yes. I will also say that you sort of notice like The markings that she has on her body are a little bit almost mechanical in nature, which is sort of strange because she's got a very druidy vibe about her.
Do any of the kids seem to have that? Or did they before they wandered off?
A few of the older ones had some markings, but the younger ones, no, it didn't seem like they did. Most of the children did also seem to have a very strong druidy sense about them, though.
Okay.
But yeah, so she just kind of sighs and just, children always listen and pick up everything, so it's not just you, I promise. Yeah, so how is there anything I can assist with? It seems like you wandered a little bit further out than the main town usually is. We don't usually, see people that are this far out unless they're looking for something specific.
Mostly just enjoying myself and enjoying being off of the yellow submarine. Getting to stretch my legs, get some fresh air and such. So, are there parents, people who work in the town?
Oh, yes. We're a very tight-knit community, and so some people come and they stay on the island forever, and they decide they want to live here and get away from, a lot of the mainland, and some of us have been here for generations, like myself. Just sort of depends on your experiences, I guess.
Interesting. It certainly does seem like a lovely place. So, you say that...
Sorry.
What?
Go on. No, I'm just thinking to myself.
Did you see the name of the place? There were not any signs of the name of the place, so you guys do not know what the island you're currently on is named.
Okay, so I'll probably just ask then. So may I ask what the name is of the place where we are right now?
Yeah, you are on the island of Prasinos right now.
Interesting. So I see that you have wonderful hospitality. Is there anything else that this island is known for?
That we're known for? Huh. We don't get that question very often.
Well, if a number of people do stop here, I would think that they would do so for a reason.
I suppose that's true. Often we see people just because we're one of the only islands that's between two of the major mainlands on the world. We get a lot of different people coming through. A lot of the newfound space travel is kind of popular, so we've been seeing a little bit more of that as well. But, I guess we have some magic that's pretty unique to our area, so I suppose that might be part of what people come and they like to experience. But I wouldn't know if that's something that is a individual draw, although it's not something that's not unheard of that people come and seek out.
Okay, interesting. So I noticed that there are parts of you that seem to be mechanical. How does that work?
Yes, we are. We are very involved with the nature around us, but that does not mean that we shy away from our more mechanical friends that we might make and some of the more interesting technologies that might be developed. We like to embrace them both.
Interesting. I'm much the same way in that I use some. I've gone from place to place and seen a lot of the universe, and I use a lot of what I know in order to help navigate.
Oh, really?
Yes, that is one of the reasons why I'm on the ship, is to help them to navigate, to figure out where they are in the universe and things like that.
And by they, you, I assume, mean your crew?
Yes.
Oh,
Those
okay.
are the people that I interact with most, although if there was somebody else who wanted to see the universe or to understand where things are, or even just to make maps and such, I would probably do that too.
Interesting. What is it that you think you were searching for?
Well, in terms of what I'm personally searching for is whatever makes my captain happy, which in most cases turns out to be wrong. But also things that can make myself happy as well. Maybe one day try to find my father, but I do not even know who he is.
That's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
He's alright. He never took the time to understand who I was either. So I do not know if there's even anything to gain by doing so.
Sometimes those questions are best left for the moment. You never really know what will happen until you encounter it, and the situation may find yourself in a different answer depending on when you find it.
That would be interesting to find out. But for right now, I'm mostly here to help my captain get what he wants.
And during this conversation, she's been kind of like unknowingly necessarily walking you back kind of towards the town. Not like maliciously, just like she has somewhere to be, and so she's been walking while she's talking. She does pull out from her bag a potion, cracks a potion.
Nice.
I gotta. Sort of like takes a drink from it. Whether or not you've encountered sparkling potions before in your life, I'll leave that up to you.
I always just imagine that they are sort of like fizzy for some reason.
Yes. Absolutely.
I always imagine potions kind of like being those like juice barrels you give kids that are mostly high fructose corn syrup and red
Like
color.
just a hug juice.
I hate
Exactly. Like I always thought the color and texture of them looked like the hug barrel juice to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she cracks a potion, sort of takes a drink, just kind of not like different from this, and is just kind of walking along. We're gonna jump back to the other group really quick as you are back towards the town. You guys are navigating towards the tree. You are very well track-minded. It does not take you long. This island is not super big. And also it's a large tree that was specifically called out as a landmarker, so it's like a very big towering tree sort of at the edge of a forest that you had to walk through. It seems like a lot of people have gone this direction, so there's very well carved footpaths through the forest. Very large overhanging branches that sort of like almost hug the rest of the forest, and so a lot of the smaller trees that would have been underneath those branches have almost been suffocated out, haven't been able to really grow. You'll see like little tiny saplings from some of like the nuts of the tree that have fallen off, but they don't get to grow very much, and most of that area almost seems like intentionally cleared, but it's just because of the way the tree has grown that does not allow for the rest of the trees to grow. And as you approach, you do actually see another half-elfish looking person who's got like this like monocle almost on their face, and they're like sort of tinkering with something, although you can't necessarily see what the tinkering is that they are doing.
Like a jeweler's loop?
Yeah.
Hello there. Are you the proprietor of the liquor stand?
Oh, they kind of seem surprised and pulled out of their thoughts. Almost throw a tool behind them out of surprise.
Jump scare.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bunny.
Yes, I am the jeweler, or not the jeweler. I am the liquor store manager. You said jeweler. My mind thought jeweler. That was a me hiccup, not a character hiccup.
Like your sign on your shop said, if there's an emergency to come to this tree. I don't know what other emergencies the liquor store owner would have besides people needing liquor, so I'm here.
Oh, well, I more meant like in town if there was someone that was, needing something of me. But no, of course, if there is something a traveler needs that I can assist with, then I am happy to try to help as well, although I do have to resolve this before I'm able to go back and sell alcohol at the store.
Is there something we can help you with?
Are any of you either mechanically inclined or nature inclined?
I am a druid.
Yes, Polly's got you covered.
Fine. Whatever it takes to get you to stop complaining about the booze.
They sort of hand you, or not really hand, but hold out this spherical object that sort of like glows between various states, and it almost seems like it keeps glitching. Like, for us, when we see something that's like, not mechanically, but like a TV screen and something like is stuck and it's stuck on an image, and so it keeps like glitching in between a static thing when it's not supposed to. It almost kind of resembles that. So it's like almost like a weather orb. So it seems like it is showing a fog, but it's trying to show sun, but it won't fix itself.
God, I'm gonna shake it. I'm gonna hold it.
What's it?
I'm gonna hold it up to my ear. I'm gonna hold it up to my ear, and then I'm gonna like lightly shake it. Not like shake it to like, just like a light shake, like you would do on a snow globe. That's all. Just like
I don't know why I didn't think shake the orb was not going to be.
Don't shake the baby.
And Jake leans in and does that thing where he puts a hand to one side of his mouth and says, "Oh no, this is part of Miss Polly's process. She's an expert." And I give her bardic inspiration.
Oh, okay. So actually, the second you do that, you know how earlier you felt this twisting inside of you?
Uh-oh.
You mean to give your friend bardic inspiration. But what actually happens is you take... where's this die? You take 2 damage.
All right, I mark 2 damage.
You
And
unfortunately
I
do
start
not
dry
hit the
heaving.
bardic.
Yeah, I just kneel on the ground and start dry heaving. I'm fine! I'm fine!
Maybe it is an alcohol emergency. Do you usually have alcohol and you don't right now? Are you experiencing like withdrawal symptoms?
Yes, I've been sober for 24 hours. It's been quite unpleasant.
Oh, okay. Well, yep. Let's go ahead and we can get this resolved then, so we can try to fix you up. You shake the orb like a snow globe. Are you doing anything like magically, or are you just physically shaking it?
no, it's just like I have this thing in front of me. I don't know what the hell's going on, so like reflexively, I'm just like, okay, I don't hear anything. Kind of like a light shake.
Okay. No, the druid does not work for the Bureau of Tourism. Okay. Does your particular... I can't remember because I don't have the sheet pulled up directly in front of me and it's not wanting to load. Do you have Druidcraft?
That's a spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's usually a cantrip.
I do not have Druidcraft.
Okay. Well, what I will say is you shake it and you kind of feel like this almost like magic pulse, like you would from anything that you are experiencing any kind of like naturey magic out of. And it gives you very familiar feelings of when you are conjuring the ethereal orb of a druidcraft. So you yourself are not prepared with that particular cantrip, but you've seen other druids that have used a spell, and so it would be familiar at least to you.
Okay. So, what do you need help with exactly here?
Oh, so this orb is sort of a permanent weather tracker that we sort of keep on the main part of the island that helps just our residents know what to prepare for. It has sort of a lookout for the next day or so, and it's been just acting so strange lately. We're not sure what has happened, but it just won't actually show the weather we need it to. So I was attempting to see if casting a spell on it would fix that, or you know, my grandma's a great artificer, so she always tells me I need to be better at artificing myself, but you know, can't always be what you want from the people that we need, so I don't really know how to do that, and unfortunately I was not gifted in druidic magic, so I don't know what they expected me to be able to do, but you know, they have high hopes when they're gonna have high hopes for someone.
Try changing the weather.
The weather?
If it's not showing the weather correctly, maybe you need to recalibrate the weather. Does anybody in your village know control weather?
I'm just gonna push Jake. Get the hell out of here.
I don't think the issue is the actual weather, it's the prediction of the weather that's the issue. It's not telling us what we need to know for the upcoming weather. Although it would be interesting to see what it would do if the weather was magically changed. I don't think we've tested that out, so not bad idea just to see what it does. I don't think it will fix the problem. But that's just a guess. I could be wrong.
You're wrong, but I don't think so.
But all the same, not a problem I think I can fix, as much as I would love to make old grandmother proud. But anyway, let's get you back to the island since you seem to have a problem I can't help fix.
Ah, excellent, excellent.
You just
Sorry we couldn't do more.
No, it's okay. This would have been the resolution no matter what. And he sort of like rolls the orb. And when he handed this orb to you, it wasn't like a small like orb. It was kind of like torso-sized orb. So just kind of like rolls it back over to the.
And I just shook it like a snow globe. Yeah, that's it.
Just like.
More like you're shaking it like a giant bottle of Tide Pods.
But yes, so just kind of like nudges it back towards the tree where it usually kind of seems like it resolves. There's like an indentation in the ground for it where it kind of lives for people to observe. This is kind of like almost a weather station of sorts to them. So, but this person will go with you. Yeah, so you guys in town for long or just passing through?
We're making a supply run. We are just passing through. We are sailors of fortune, if you will.
Oh, a fortune? What does that mean?
It means we take jobs where we can. We don't have steady work.
Oh, I see. Understandable. What's the job you're currently doing? Just out of curiosity.
We are between jobs. We just finished a job about a week ago, and our supplies ran out.
Okay.
So when we turn around, do we need to make a perception check for Saros?
For Saros, if you'd like to, again, you can. Marty's character did clock Saros before. I don't know if that got pointed out.
I was gonna say, are they still here? Like, are they like keeping a distance, or are they like just kind of just chilling in the group with us?
Yeah, like, is this one of those situations where you're starstruck and like starstruck, but like behind? Or are you like slowly but surely inching closer, like, and like almost like touch distance from someone?
Don't stand so. Don't stand so. Don't stand so close to me.
I think as he spends more time with the group and has yet to be acknowledged or really pointed out, he's just slowly inching closer and closer, but is not really aiming to be noticed. He's just kind of not paying attention to anyone but the starry bird person.
So
I want the record to... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to want the record to show Jake noticed Saros, but he was so drunk when he recruited most of the crew, he doesn't remember Saros not being part of the group. So he just thinks Saros belongs here.
Well, I got 19 on a fresh perception check if we want to.
You definitely clocked that Saros has been getting closer.
Oh, you're still here.
Mr. Arnil, how rude. They've always been here.
As the apparently first mate, I don't think that's true.
That's not true. That's not absolutely not true. I've never seen that person before in my life.
I would like to roll a check to see whether or not I realize Saros is part of the crew or not.
Arnold like scuttles up to Saros, and you see this like probably about 5'8", just mantis-like bug man, just with like these purple like compound eyes come up and go,
"Hello, who are you?"
Hello, Saros Stellan. Sorry to intrude. Hi.
Oh, so you weren't part of our crew. Hello, Captain Jake Swallow at your service.
Nice to meet you. Do you want me to go? Most people do.
Oh no, we're a group of misfits. I love the company. I look at Arnil like, don't be rude.
I wasn't being rude. I was just coming up to say hello.
So I rolled 18 on perception. Do I see what Saros is staring at essentially while they're following us?
I would say you get that distinct impression, almost like when you know someone is like watching. Okay, this is a very specific to people who've experienced this with children. You know when you're asleep and dead asleep, and a child comes into your room and is staring at you.
Yes.
Yeah. You have that feeling.
So I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna walk up to Saros. I'm just gonna look at him, and I'm gonna say, "Is there something I can help you with?"
You are covered in stars. Are they true or just decorative?
I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna look at my shirt. And confused because my vest is brown and my shirt is white. Not thinking to look at my feathers at all, because they're just always there, right? And I'm just gonna look really confused, like I don't. What are you talking about?
Your visage, I presume. And Saros will kind of slide up both of his sleeves, and you just see multiple tattoos of various constellations, and some of them have X's across them. And I'm looking for a star, you see, and I wanted to know if yours could be added to my map.
Looking for a star, you say? Which star?
I'm not quite sure. It came to me so long ago. It was a summer or a fall? I don't know. We talked, I think. But then he wasn't, or he still is. And he just kind of slowly lapses into a quiet contemplation.
This kid can talk to stars. I like him.
Yeah, I didn't understand a word of that, but it was fun to listen to.
It was something, all right.
No. Jake is an expert in understanding things no one else understands because he's used to doing this. He's used to talking to people when he's so shit-faced that he doesn't actually understand. So to him, this made perfect sense.
The little not young, but like youthful guy that was like accompanying you that sort of started walking ahead of you but staying within earshot is just like, well, that made no sense to me, but assuming it made sense to you, all the better. And just continue.
I'm just gonna turn and start following that dude.
Because
I don't know what's going on at this point.
Kids, stick with us. I'll show you some stars.
Oh, wonderful. Can we go now?
We have to get supplies first, but when we're all supplied up, we will get out in the stars.
Oh, very good. And then just follow.
Polly's like mumbling to herself. She's like, I look like I'm stars? What does that mean? Do I have constellations on me? I've never noticed that before. Why has no one ever told me that before? I've just been sitting here with a star map on my body and no one has said, like, just going on and on and on.
The guy
Polly,
is
all
like,
those times I said things to you about stars, I was being literal. That wasn't metaphor. You think I was just flirting?
Yes.
No.
That is kind of what you do.
That's literally
Yes.
90% of what you do.
I mean, I don't understand what the stars thing's about either. You're not really covered in stars from what I can tell, so.
Literally, who are you? Who do you know here?
I assume that was directed at me?
No.
Oh.
It was,
The young guy. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I'm Reloy. I am in charge of the liquor stand and occasionally other tasks around the island that my grandmother asks me to go do. Whether or not I am qualified to do them is another conversation. But anyway, I just live here.
I know it is. I'll just tell you to do something. You have to hop to it, in my experience.
oh.
Oh yes.
Speaking of hops, I'm looking for
Baseball.
hops and rum.
Oh, Jesus.
It would help. Yeah, and so you guys sort of, it wasn't a long walk to get to the tree, it's not a long walk back either. You guys do get to the thing, and he sort of like finagles with the locks on the stand and pushes everything up and like walks around the corner and like it's like, so how much do you need?
How much can I get for 1 gold?
Okay, for 1 gold, let's see. And he kind of like he's like, are you looking for like well-known makers of alcohol or just the largest quantity possible?
What? You know what? So I've been to this world once. The land of Irish coffee. They have this brand called Barton's. It comes by the gallon.
So quantity over quality.
Yes, this will last our crew a long time.
Yes.
Polly, can I can I roll an insight check on that?
Sure.
See how long a gallon of booze is actually gonna last.
Well, no, I described the container, not the number of containers.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we could get you probably like so in the rum department a little bit less than the hops department just because we don't grow the things we need for rum here, so it's a little bit pricier. But for beer and stuff, we got you covered. For rum, we could probably set you up with like 4 bottles of it in like a larger size. You said like a gallon. I'm not really sure what that is, but we have liters of them. But
I'm a leader.
no, like this, and he pulls out like a double handle of rum. It's like, look at you, 4 of these. But for like beer and stuff, probably several kegs.
That will do. That will do. Is it 1 gold for 4 bottles of rum and the beer, or is it 2 gold for everything?
Yeah. So it's 1 gold for the 4 of the rum, and then like some number under 1 gold for like a couple of barrels. If you want more than like 2 barrels, then it'll be like another gold.
Is there any chance that this brewer sells brewer supplies?
Roll me a luck check.
No, that is a 6.
Yeah, no, you see like in the corner of the shop like a bunch of broken down material, like maybe at one point they might have tried, but one of the many failed adventures of this poor guy.
Okay.
So yes, let's do one. Let's get 2 gold worth of kegs as well. So 1 gold worth of kegs, 1 gold worth of rum.
Oh,
even
okay.
2 gold.
Perfect. Yeah, you should. I don't know how much you drink that quickly, but that should be like a bunch of barrels.
Polly just takes her hands and just like it just keep like as far apart as she can put them.
Right. I have a very quick metabolism. Runs in my family.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, so you were given like 8 barrels of alcohol in the beer department. So
how are we carrying this?
So he Reloy is kind of like eyeing the barrels that he pointed out to you. It's just like, well, I can see if any of my cousins can come help me bring them wherever you need them, but it's gonna be a while before I can get all of them. They're kind of all taking a midday nap right now. But if you don't mind waiting until tonight, then we can make sure you're all set up.
I'm just gonna have Mr. Arnil fetch the wagon.
What's a wagon?
We have a wagon?
I'm assuming that we have something for shipping heavy things for a cargo ship. Like, in my experience dealing with cargo, if you have like I'm trying to describe like little dollies you use to carry things and pallets.
We just have a little hand truck.
Exactly. You have like a little hand dolly.
Yeah, no, you guys can totally have that. This guy just doesn't know what that word means.
Our hand truck of holding.
Yes. You can have a hand truck of holding.
You heard it. She said we can have it.
Cannon.
Only while you're carrying objects. Like, it has to have, like, it's only a hand truck of holding, like, while you're, like, actively transporting cargo. So you will never have to worry about how you're getting a large amount of cargo to the ship. But you can't, like, just keep stuff on it in the ship.
I just want to be known when Mr. Arno comes back, Jake is riding on the hand truck. You put your back into it, Mr. Arnil.
I think that's not how you're supposed to do it.
I'm trained in many things, but lifting is not one of them.
Me either. I have a strength of 10.
By the way, Jake has kept it very quiet to the crew that he's actually a washout from a theater college. Everyone thinks he's told everyone he is a bona fide sailor, and he's been faking it this whole time.
Fake it till you make it.
I believe you.
I think as you're pulling this cart in, the grandmother and not Arnil, it's Amar, both kind of at this point would meet up and see this happening, and the grandmother is just looking at you very quizzically, like, what is happening, and sort of eyeing her grandson. She's just like, what's happening here? And the kid is just like, oh, they bought like a bunch of alcohol, and they have this wagon that they are using to carry it, which apparently it carries people too.
Wagon.
Wagon? That's a lad.
Just the way gone makes the thing that way be gone, I guess. I don't know.
And Jake approaches the grandmother and he gets down on one knee and reaches out for her hand to give it a kiss and says, Captain Jake Swallow, at your service.
Wait, what are you? Oh, okay. Yes, that's
She like pulls back and she's like, hi, it's nice to meet you too. You're a very straightforward person.
I wouldn't say he's straight anything, but okay.
I was gonna make that joke.
Damn it.
We were all thinking it. It's fine.
Oh yeah. Is he always like this? And she turns
Yes.
to Amar.
Literally, yes.
Before she can finish,
if anything, it will be tame.
Is he always? Yes.
You should see me when I'm not sober.
you should not see him when he's not sober.
Nobody should see him when he's not sober.
She pulls out this like pad of paper and writes down like a brief description of you as like people to not let near the children. You give me the vibe of someone who would have a lot of very colorful language that perhaps is not suited for children.
Oh,
I mean, to be honest, I'm the only one who let it sleep, so.
Wide eyes.
Jake literally used to be a clown, so.
The children come first. Children are everything.
Wait, what do you mean used to be?
Children are the future.
I can see the future.
I can see the future.
So, yeah, my brain just like blanked out on what I was about to have one of the characters tell you guys. I don't remember what I was about to say anymore. One of those nights, guys.
So can I tell if I can get any kind of like, since everyone here seems to, I'm assuming that I can pick up on the sort of like druidy vibes that are coming off. Okay, so is there any way that I can like sort of know what flavor of druid they happen to be, or sort of like what their expertise is, if it's sort of like consistent throughout the town, or if it's kind of like all over the place?
Yes, I will say you would be able to pick up that. Actually, roll me Arcana really quick. I think that would probably be the easiest way to know exactly what you would be able to tell. You're still pretty new druid, all things considered.
18 plus 1, so 19.
Nice. Yeah, so both. You can tell that those people that you maybe passed, like I said, there haven't been a lot of people out right now, just because it seems like it's that like quiet moment for a lot of the town. But you've occasionally picked up on like passing by other places that people might be sleeping, like the presence of possible druidic energy, and it has seemed sort of variable. It doesn't seem like everything is set in stone. Like there is one path. I would say more people than not do follow like a land path of like the ocean. But it doesn't seem like they are only limited to the circle of lands. The grandmother figure as a druid has definitely more of a circle of stars vibe. Kind of definitely like a matriarch mess with my town and you will be like shot at kind of vibe.
Okay.
As far as like druids go, just because like Circle of
Yeah.
Stars are very archery and like
Yeah.
don't take shit. But yeah, so you're a newer druid, so you do get to pick up on that, and that's kind of the limit of it. You don't know exactly like how much of a druid she is, although she definitely gives off wizened druid vibes.
Okay.
And I will say you also can sort of tell there's not all druid there.
Okay, so it's not like there's just like everyone's got some druid vibe going. It's okay. Okay.
Yep. You're not
Very
sure about
nice.
the other piece, but you do know that it's not full, like the town is only druid.
Okay.
I will say anyone that would like to can roll either Arcana or History, though, just because Reloy kind of mentioned what the other piece might be in the town. And also, Amar, the grandmother, also hinted at it, so you can have advantage on that. And anyone that would have been listening to Reloy when he was talking earlier can also have advantage. I'll leave that up to you to, like, honestly, like, whether you were actually paying attention to the kid.
Absolutely.
I was not. That's 11.
I'm just gonna roll flat. Arcana or history?
Yeah, Arcana or History, your
Alright, they're the
choice.
same.
I feel like the one thing Jake was focused on was Reloy because he wanted his liquor. So
Yeah.
I'll take that advantage for a 19.
I got a gentleman's 20 on, we'll say, history.
Okay.
Saros was definitely not paying attention, but still got a 19.
Nice.
I got an 18 plus 3 is a 21.
Perfect. Yeah,
Alright.
so I think everyone except for Polly, because I think that was the only person who didn't get a super
Yep.
high roll, has clocked that from various means, whether you were listening to the young guy or, you know, in passing with the grandmother and kind of getting the brief history of the town, or for Saros for just being in the town for a little bit, that you picked up on this as well. This town, while they are very filled of druids, definitely also encourages a lot of the people who are permanent people that live here to also encourage the artificer path. You know, as the grandmother had hinted when talking with Amar, they like to incorporate both natural and technological advances in their actual society. And I think with that sort of like revelation, we're going to take a brief like 10-minute break just for everyone to do a quick bio break, and then we will come back. Sound good, everyone?
Sounds
good.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Okay, hey guys, sorry about the technical difficulties. We will just run back through that again, just because I don't think any of that got picked up. But yeah, so the group is currently working through getting all of the alcohol on their wagon, and they've sort of picked up that not like clockwork in like a weird way, but you know, just gradually, as this has been going on and towards like the end of kind of getting everything loaded up, that the town has started waking back up again and is becoming a little bit more lively. It wasn't like all instantaneous, but you know, it's very apparent now in the amount of noise that is generally coming from this small town. You know, it's not, like I said it before, it's not like a lot of people, but there is a significant amount of noise that is happening. And the younger guy that you guys were introduced to as Reloy is kind of like thinking about something for a second, and he's just kind of like standing there doing his little thing, occasionally helping you, and he almost drops one of the things of alcohol as a thought comes to his mind. He catches it, he's like, whoop, oops. Hey, by the way, just letting you know, as it gets a little later in the day, I would strongly encourage that you either plan to have this locked up somewhere very securely, or plan to be very good at answering and responding to rhymes, because I just remembered there's a celebration in town that involves stealing people's alcohol, and I don't think you would like that very much.
Oh boy.
What if we just don't say anything?
I
Then,
don't think that's possible.
I think the word that is often used for ships is being boarded, and people will board your boat in an attempt to try to get all of the food and alcohol on board. It's a part of the celebration that you have to fend off horses that are making riddles at you. I'm so sorry. I just remembered that. Gosh, I can't do anything right. I'm sorry. And this guy's just like depressively like putting his thing on there. It's just like, you probably should hurry. I don't know what you want, but I would not want to get wrapped up in this if I were you. It's kind of a lot. You're welcome to participate if you want to, but do know it involves the risk of your own food and alcohol getting taken.
Do we get anything for participating? What do we get if we win? Is there winning involved?
Can we steal other people's alcohol?
Yeah, so if you want to be a part of the invading horses that are playing riddles with everyone, anyone that loses to this riddle game, you get to go steal their food and alcohol from their home. It's like a once every 30 days cycle kind of celebration we do just for fun.
So what happens if someone has all of their food stolen?
I mean, it's not like we're gonna leave them without enough to like survive, and you know we're a tight community, so it's not like we would do anything mean. But we are gonna go drink all of their beer.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
All right. Jake signals everyone for a crew huddle off to the side where Roy can't hear them. All right, everybody. I say we just steal all their shit, like we're participating, but we just steal like normal because we're pirates.
You mean just the alcohol, right?
And carrots. The other food we can leave, but we're stealing the carrots.
I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to just be pirates and get away with it.
So, how do you
might as well
feel
call
about
this International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
There's just happy to be included.
I'm a pirate now, yay!
I reach into my bag, I reach into my sack, and I pull out a tiny pirate hat and put it on Saros.
So
Yes, I'm stealing Arlo's bit.
Do we know if these folks
It starts getting singed.
Do we know if these folks are well acquainted with spelljammers?
So partially. Amar, the grandmother did mention that she has heard about them, but you guys do not know. But Amar would know.
I'm in the huddle. I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna say, "Hey, are you all familiar with something called a spelljammer?"
The grandmother looks interested, and she's like, "Yeah, I've heard of them."
Before she finishes, I turn back to the huddle and I say, "Okay, we have to move the ship first."
Yes, I say one of us takes the ship back into orbit, and the rest of us steal things going blind, and then we rendezvous with the ship like an hour later.
So who's staying on the ship?
Excellent question.
Nose goes.
I don't have a nose.
I guess Paul's taking the ship.
Makes sense. Paul needs to maintain the galley anyway.
Nah, that's fine. I'll prep all this food, I guess. Figure out, preserve it, and all that stuff.
Oh, we could have Mr. Arnil's bat watch the ship.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. I think Jake has to be the one to stay with the ship. He's the one who can fly it.
Oh,
Technically, anybody with spellcasting ability can fly a spelljammer.
There was like this whole thing where I had to like scan my hand. Like the ship, like you're the pilot. I think I have to be the one to stay on, which is fine.
So the official rules of it is that it's basically like attunement. Whether you know that or not, well, character discretion, but it's basically like attunement.
I mean, the ship likes me, so like, could I fly the ship?
Yes, but you have to be the only one attuned to the ship. You can't have more than one person attuned to the ship.
Okay.
You guys don't know anything about spelljammers and what happens if more than one person tries to attune to a ship at a time, so I'm not sharing that.
Yeah, Jake understood the ship's like, you, the guy who flies it. Jake's like, you guys, I'll circle back in like an hour. I will watch the ship, and I will guard the rum.
Yeah, you're gonna guard the rum.
Mr. Arnold's bat will make sure I guard the rum.
Mel Gibson, you have to guard the rum.
No, here, I go to the locker cabinet, I take out the key, I lock it, I hand it to Polly.
And while that's happening, because Marty decided that you guys don't have enough chaos in your lives and needed more, there was a wild magic surge that happened, so I'm just trying to get this table to do what I want it to.
All right. Yeah, who are you surging, Marty?
Ooh, let's give Saros their first wild magic surge.
Ooh, I believe, yep, monk table. Let's see.
Monk table. I don't know if I've ever heard any of the monk table.
Jeez.
I know we haven't.
All right, am I rolling this once or twice?
I think for the redemption, it's just once. Which is a D100.
Mm-hmm. I got a 12.
12, okay. And yes, no, it's absolutely a tradition that I decided to base off of the Mary Lloyd because we're coming up on the holidays, and I thought that'd be really funny.
Caught that. Nice pull.
Okay, I don't know why, but this sheet is being a pain in my butt. Come here.
Monk.
There's a jungle out there.
Mm.
Oh,
out there.
Okay, I'm sorry, what was the number you said?
12.
Well, I mean, it's not particularly useful in this moment, but I guess I will tell you what it is since I don't know if it necessarily becomes relevant, but for the next minute, all opportunity attacks against you will hit.
Oh,
Just don't move. Don't move.
Don't engage in combat and don't move. Okay. So you guys are planning on trying to move the ship and then return to the island? Is that what I heard the plan is?
Right. We're gonna load the ship up. Jake's going to just fly the ship like up above the island in a way where they won't be able to get to it in orbit, and everyone else is gonna ransack the place.
Up above the world, so.
And I locked the rum up and handed Polly the key so everyone could trust that I won't drink it all.
Okay.
Can
I
I
filled my grinder full of hops. I do
I'm
have
sorry.
hops.
I'm sorry. Can I roll something to see whether or not like he's tried this bit before and like somehow still gotten in the cabinet? Because I feel like that's a thing that would have happened at some point.
I would agree with you.
Okay. What am I rolling for that?
History? I think it
History
should be opposed.
insight.
Yeah, history. I would leave that an opposed check on my part, but
Mm-hmm.
my
I will
intention
say-
was Jake putting this above the level. So
Yeah, so I'll say history if you're just remembering. Insight if you're going in the very moment, and if it's insight, then it's opposed whether persuasion or deception if Jake actually plans on.
I think it's funnier if I do insight.
Okay.
all right, I will roll persuasion because Jake is being above board about this.
So I have 15.
I'm sure you have higher than 15. I have
I'm
a dirty
sure that
20.
you do too. Yeah. Okay. I'm trusting you here, Jake.
I'm fine. I have me lucky grinder. Yeah, so I have
Yeah.
like 3 beers worth of beer.
Okay.
And,
I'm
like,
gonna
3 carrots.
drop off the food. I'm gonna drop off the food in the galley on my way. I'll toss Jake a couple extra carrots.
Nice. Okay. Oh boy. So, I don't think that they would necessarily go completely unnoticed that your ship suddenly is flying away. Although to what extent they care, while the rest of you are back on the island, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna roll to see what like the grandmother thinks of that.
Can I roll a stealth check to
that's
try and nonchalantly have the ship leave?
Yeah, you can do that.
We're such cheaters.
I mean, you guys can do
All
this
right.
however you want. I don't care. If I don't have to make up rhymes on the spot, then that's better for me.
That is a 16 for Jake to stealthily avoid Grandma's eyes.
Okay, hang on, let me... Great time for her to roll a 2. Sure. Grandma's wrapped up in the celebration. She's a little excited for the beer riddle drinking too. So.
Polly's gonna be standing next to Grandma and be like, okay, so can you explain to me exactly like the kind of dishes that I'm seeing here? Like what's going on? Like I'm trying to like get like recipes off of her, trying to get some of that action going. So she's distracted from my successful birding, my successful chefing.
Yeah. So she does actually transport some fun recipes to you that you can use. We will make them up later, but
yep.
yeah. Yeah. So you successfully managed to get this ship snuck off. I guess everyone is no longer at the market, so no one really particular notices, and they're all kind of like gearing up as the sun is beginning to set to begin going door to door in Carol style fashion. They've kind of congregated at one person's house on the island that's kind of like almost at the edge of where it seems like the residential part is. Do you guys join the group, or do you go in a different spot to someone else's house?
Before they get started, I would like Jake to roll investigation to make sure the ship doesn't have any stowaways.
Ooh, okay.
Anyone that might have gotten on there while we were not attending the ship.
I mean, you could ask the ship, couldn't you?
Yes, but I'm going to manually check it first. The ship doesn't like me.
The ship doesn't like you.
I rolled a 12, so after I scoop and I definitely don't see anyone, I ask the ship, are there any life signs on this crew that aren't the crew?
How much? The ship is sort of like, there are no life forms on the ship that are not the ship's crew.
Cool. Can you please just turn on my Rocking by Myself playlist, and when the music starts playing, I slide across the deck in my bare socks like a risky businessman.
All by myself.
Just me walking around in my tight whities, drinking from my grinder with sunglasses on.
Did we just make the ship AI like an Alexa? A living ship Alexa?
It's not. It's a tsundere, a living ship Alexa.
Oh, well, the ship's name wasn't Alexa, but now it is, I guess.
It's the LX.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I think Polly would try to be within like earshot of what's going on, but probably not in the crowd as a whole if she can help it.
Okay. So I guess my better question is, which of you are kind of doing lookout? Like, what exactly is your plan here? Is someone staying in doing lookout and someone else is trying to break into the houses and steal things? Are you all going into houses and just kind of like staying at a house close enough to be within earshot? Like, what is the main event happening here?
We just want to steal stuff. I don't care how.
I will say that Saros has absolutely no idea what the plan is or what's going on, so would probably get caught up in the actual festivities. And is just kind of following the noise and the lights and all of that.
Okay, so I think Polly's gonna hand everyone a sack, because she's got like a bunch of it for foraging purposes. I'm gonna hand everyone a sack and I'm gonna say, okay, this is trick or treat rules. go around to as many houses as you can, grab as much as you can, and we'll try to wrap it up in the hour and meet back here then.
Wait, wrap it up, but you give me this. Is this a condom?
God.
Why don't you go into the giant crowd of people and just talk for an hour? just see if you can distract them for an hour. How about you do that? You think you can manage that?
Probably.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Arnil has gone full trick or treat mode.
Okay, so you guys are somewhat engaging with the Riddlers. You're not pillaging houses that are currently like not engaged with.
Oh, I got one better. Okay, so I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna follow Arnil to see which house he's going to first. And then while he's distracting whoever answers the door, I'm gonna try to break in through the back.
Okay. All right. So, Saros, as you're like kind of wrapped up with the adventuring of this, you definitely see a bunch of people have like those that are high enough druids that they like those that are druidic in nature have actually like wild shaped into horses. Some people are dressed up with like, you know, ghost looking, like I draped a kind of tablecloth over myself and cut holes out of it to be a ghost, and then they just like stuck like what looks like a molded clockwork horse skull on their head, and so that's like what some people are looking like. So you've got a combination of actual horses and these people wearing like sheets with like a clockwork horse skull on their heads, and like someone just like passes you a sheet with like a skull also, and is just like, come join the fun. It'll be lots of chaos and drinking and stuff. Here.
Just takes it and looks around and just puts it on and is very happy. It's like the sheet isn't like fully covering him. He doesn't really put it up, but the skull's kind of perched there. He's just skipping along with everyone.
Perfect. And so that group does their little like kind of gathering up, and there's some like snickering and huddling happening before someone like goes and raps on the door with an actual horse hoof. And one of the druids that is a horse that apparently can speak, so you've got a talking horse situation happening. It's just like, you need not push and raise a latch tonight. I'm an unbeatable poet, and that I will prove. And then like the two of them are like back and forth in an actual thing of rhymes. I'm not gonna rhyme with myself right now because I don't want to. So the rest of you that are doing other stealing shenanigans may begin that adventure. You said you were going to this house or a different house?
A different house.
Different house. Okay. When you go to that house, you said one person is knocking on the front door and the other person is going to sneak in the back?
Me, front door.
Okay. Are you breaking in like trying to do like lock picking, or are you gonna physically try to bust the door down, or are you checking to see if someone's home first?
I'm just gonna knock back.
You don't seem to get an answer.
Well, nobody's home.
I break the door down.
I was gonna say, don't you dare be a polite pirate.
as he breaks the door down, Polly's gonna break down the back door at the same time. So we kind of do that Spider-Man thing, like you.
Oh.
Amar, are you also breaking into this house, or did you join the group?
Is the person from whom we bought the fruit? Is she still, or is that person still? I don't recall the gender. I'm sorry. Is that person still selling things, or have they returned back home?
They are not at the booth.
Okay. Do we see what happened with them, or do they just disappear?
It seems like the shop is closed down. Kind
Okay.
of like for the celebration, a lot of things have just kind of closed down. If you are looking for anyone in particular, you do see one forlorn younger person standing at the bar, but Reloy is the only one that seems to be currently doing a job.
How much younger?
Probably like early 20s-ish, like late teens, early 20s.
So I go up to the forlorn person. Hello, how are you doing? Is this an enjoyable celebration to you? How are you doing? Okay?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I like to participate in it. No one wanted to work the bar, and since drinking's a big part of it, you know, I had to work tonight instead. So no one else wanted to do this, so I got stuck with it, because, you know, short sticks sometimes.
Relatable content.
Would you? Would you like
Somewhere
some,
psychically, Jake tips his grinder to this person.
Would you like some help tending the bar?
Oh, I mean, if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind company.
Oh, absolutely. Be around now.
An hour later, somebody comes in.
That man didn't fill out his W-4. Get it?
No, yeah. Sure. So you guys are just kind of hanging out. Was there something specific you wanted to try to inquire from him, or just give him company?
Just sort of light flirting.
Oh, okay.
The best kind.
You seem to be a very honorable person. You are not out trying to steal from people. You are doing good, honest work. It is very refreshing to see, especially given how this was described to me.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, when you feel like you let down a lot of people, then you got to do things that you feel like you're actually good at. And I guess bartending is one of those things that I feel like, I don't know, it just makes sense. Like, the chemicals speak to me, I guess, in the alcohol. I don't know why. It feels like it's one of the only things I'm good at doing is making drinks.
Oh, wonderful. So, what other things have you tried that you were not good at?
Well, I'm not good at doing the whole druid thing. I just, you know, it's not weird that I couldn't pick it up. A lot of people in the town can't, but it didn't click with me. And then, you know, the next thing that most people go for is, you know, the tinkering. And I mean, I'm okay at it. I'm not the best at, you know, figuring out technology. I don't know. I feel like, and the kid starts like pouring, and not like kid, but like the teen starts like pouring drinks and like passes you something that they've made, and it's almost very like traditionally like island fruit in nature. They pass it to you, and it's a pretty decent drink. A little bit on the strong side, but pretty decent. And so they're just like, yeah, I mean, I just can't seem to pick it up, and maybe one day I will. It's just one of those things that comes with time, but I don't know.
Yeah, some things change with time, some things change with space. If this is not the place for you, and if you have not been able to integrate in the way that you would like to, maybe it's time to find somewhere else.
Like going on one of the mainlands?
Possibly, or maybe just going from planet to planet.
Oh, wow.
With people who happen to appreciate the things that you can do. For example, my captain is somebody who very much likes his alcohol, and you seem to be very talented at procuring it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it did seem like your captain was a big drinker. I don't know. I've never thought about not being on our world before. It seems like such a big jump. You know, I've gone to the mainlands on occasion with family, but I've never been off, you know, the island for too long. So I don't know. I've never thought about it. Geomezoe is kind of the only world I've ever known.
Think about them.
The world. It's called Geomezoe.
Okay. Interesting. I do not believe I had that term before, but it is wonderful to know, and I sort of get out a piece of paper and start scratching that down.
Did the captain spell that right? That was crazy.
Did the navigator spell it right? Would you like to try?
I mean, I did just have something, right?
Yeah, right. I guess that would just be a straight intelligence roll. Whether you get that right.
That is a 17.
Yeah, no, you get it right. It's very phonetic sounding. You pretty much get it right.
Geomezoe.
Yeah.
Geometry.
Sure. The island of geometry. But yeah, so I mean, never thought about it, but I mean, it doesn't sound like it would be a bad thing. You've done this for a little bit?
Yes, I mean, not originally on purpose, but I'm also somebody who really did not believe I had much marketable skills, and then I happened to learn as I go.
No. What's your favorite part about the traveling and the different worlds?
Well, getting to meet lots of interesting people, getting to learn about the different lands, and about the people who, like myself, sort of trying to find their way in the world.
Oh,
And I will say, when I can find somebody like yourself, it is very refreshing, even more so than the drinks.
The person laughs, Roloi laughs, and sort of blushes a little bit at that. Are you actively trying to recruit Roloi to come with you?
More for a one-night stand than for permanent purposes.
Got it.
But I'm trying to make it seem like a nice thing, and like this could be long-term too.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and just roll me a general like persuasion check. I think this is what that would be to see how well you.
I mean, I'm a pirate. Nobody said I was a good person, right?
No.
And there's a nat 20.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Which is gonna be a +4 anyways. But
Hashtag nailed it.
Hashtag nailed it.
The dice tell their story.
Yep.
We've established the pronouns are her. You didn't nail it. You nailed
Oh.
it.
No, but not yet.
No, yeah.
Oh.
It was a joke.
Now I
get it.
Okay, let's see. We're gonna use this table. Yep. So give me those 2 rolls. As you successfully have convinced this person, because we're just gonna kind of hand wave the rest of that conversation.
Okay. So what do I roll? I'm sorry.
2d100 for the nat 20.
Wild magic.
2d100. So first one is a 20.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Second one is a 9.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
this giant foot shows up and awkwardly blocks you.
Just a rooster randomly shows up because it's a cock.
Okay, so you are partially a ranger, partially a cleric. So do you, as a person, have one specific god that you feel like you've communed with the most, or that you've related with the most?
A circle. So I am a life domain cleric, if that helps. So whatever it is that's in charge of like healing and medicine.
Sure.
I believe that would be Lathander.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think there's a few different ones that kind of go with that. You suddenly feel this connection with the god that you would most likely be tied to, and so if that is the one that you would like to be, you are welcome to, we can retroactively change this. But
are you telling me this is like the angel on the shoulder, devil on the shoulder thing?
No. You suddenly feel a little bit more connected with them, almost as though you have communed with them, like the actual like commune spell. And you are welcome to ask them one question.
What's up?
What's up?
Do you believe in life after love? No, that is actually what I'm going to ask, because I have no idea.
It's a good song. Shout out to Cher.
Yep. Oh, that is literally what I'm asking. Do you believe in life after love?
Do you believe in life after love? Okay, yeah. So you feel this connection with Lathander, and Lathander is someone who was also known as the god of dawn and renewal, vitality, youth, creativity, things like that. Basically, anything that can be thought of alongside the phrase like "a coming with the morn." And you kind of get this sense almost of absolutely there is more that comes after you've had just a love. There is not only that. There is always more to be lived.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. I was a little bit buzzed.
You feel this hefty laugh,
it's a good
feeling,
thing to know.
Disconnection.
It is a good thing to know, though. Thank you very much for that information. If you are wondering what it is that I was just laughing about and talking about, because I probably look pretty crazy right now, it is it's a long story. It's a long story.
I don't think you guys know about the wild magic and what's causing it yet, right? You guys you guys don't know.
We don't.
Nope.
We had a moment last time that was quick, break on. We don't know.
This person also just has no idea what I was just doing either.
Nope, you just fallen after. They're a little off put about it, like, oh, like, did you have a funny thought? But they're very into this conversation, so it's fine.
Basically, what it amounted to was I got this song in my head that goes, "Do you believe in life after love?" And then I just continue to sing the song while doing other bar-related things.
Verloy blushes again while you're singing, and then the night continues, and you guys do whatever you guys do. Back to the stealing.
Yeah, stealing! I love stealing!
Hey, I stole her out. I mean...
Aww.
And you'll be coming with the dawn.
It's always the quiet one.
I appreciate that the captions did not spell that as intended.
Oh boy. Yeah, so back to the stealing. You are just fully breaking the door down, so I think I just need an athletics check from you to see how this goes.
Yeah, because that's both of us.
Who's actively breaking the door down?
I guess we're both doing it at the same time.
We're just doing different doors.
Just different doors.
If you're trying to lockpick, I guess that would be more sleight of hand, but
no.
They're actually lockpicking tools.
I was like, my sleight of hand skill is better, but this is not the scene we're painting, so athletics it is.
10 and 2 is 12.
10 and 2 is 12.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's a good thing your average is 12. It wasn't a very strong door. It's made out of wood, so not a super hard DC. It does, take a second. Like, you feel like your arm, foot, whatever, connect with it beak if you are pecking the door. And it sort of pushes back a little bit, but it does give way.
I was really hoping we would both kind of bounce off the door because it'd be hilarious.
It's like that one scene in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, like, ow, my shoulder!
It's not a clean break. It definitely, like, the wood splinters, it kind of is felt when you do break the door with your bodies.
That door feel a little harder than it should have been.
Maybe you shouldn't flirt with it.
I also say, like, you guys take, like, a point of damage from the splintering of the door.
What?
But it's not, like, a budge. It's just, like, it does give way. It kind of falls in on itself. Yeah. And once you guys are in, go ahead. You can roll me. How are you doing this? Are you just grabbing everything and putting it in the bag? Or are you looking for anything, like, specific to be valuable to grab first? Or just kind of ransacking it?
I don't want to completely ransack it, I guess, but I'm gonna steal just something interesting. I just want to look for something interesting.
Okay.
I'm gonna run into the kitchen looking for food, and I'm probably gonna get distracted by whatever the first shiny thing I see is.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Arnil, roll me you roll me an investigation. Polly, roll me perception. I'd say perception with advantage since it is a shiny object.
Well, I'm glad that was
plus
I'm
3, 21.
I'm glad that was with advantage because otherwise it would be a 1.
Ooh.
It's gonna be 18.
Okay, all right. There is a very interesting looking coin. It does not look like the coins that have been exchanged on the island so far that like kind of make up normal gold. And it has a glint to it. One side of it has a skull, and the other side has a compass. That's what catches your eye.
Okay.
For Arnil, your investigations, you see, there's like a lamppost, right? Like it's a lamppost, but it looks really something about this lamppost is super intriguing to you. Like it's got some magical. I promise.
No, I'm also laughing because Paul just said steal their family photo. This is because it's the one thing you can't replace. Okay, so a lamppost.
Yeah, a lamppost.
Okay.
It's not something you've ever seen before. Think modern lamppost, but artificery. And just some weapons on the wall kind of situations. But those aren't necessarily as interesting as this lamppost.
Have I ever seen this coin before?
No.
No.
Not that you know of.
Okay, then I'm gonna be snatching it.
I have no way of like identifying anything.
You can try rolling Arcana if you would like to.
Yeah, why not? It's a 12. Wait, 13.
Okay. With a 13, you can tell that this item has attunement. There's something about it that like gives you like an attunement feeling. Like you've heard from magic users what that feels like, and like being near an object that is attuned to someone else has like a specific presence about it, and so you get that feeling from this object. Although other than being not lamppost. What did I say?
You said lamppost.
Oh, okay. Well, when I said lamppost, I kind of more meant like standing dining room lamp, or like that. Just like a standing lamp.
Like a floor lamp?
Yeah, like a floor lamp, not like an outside lamppost.
Okay, that's where I was getting confused, I think.
I'm
I was
sorry.
Like, a lamppost in a
nope,
house?
They just have a street lamp in their house.
Street lamp.
No, that's my bad. No, like a standing like lamp.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take the lamp.
Okay. I don't remember if this is a D100 or a different thing, but I need you to roll. For now, I'm gonna say a D10 just because I have my own little list here, and I'll give you the full list later.
Well, it's just gone. That dice is just gone forever. I don't know where it went. It bounced off my tray and into the nether. 5.
Okay. You go to pick up the standing lamp, like almost to collapse it. You pick it up, and it sort of like wavers in your hands when you pick it up, like as though it's fighting against attuning to you and attuning to whoever it actually belongs to. And it kind of shifts between looking like this standing lamp and looking like a regular like sword, like a dagger.
Oh.
And it does end up settling still on this lamppost, but it's currently looking just like that. But you, for a moment, saw it looked like a rapier almost.
Huh.
Yeah, this is mine now, for sure. Absolutely.
And then, like I said, there's like weapons that are just kind of around. Seems like possibly for hunting. Some cool like blankets and family portraits and other things you guys are welcome to pretty much
I'm not stealing their family photos. I'm not a monster. I may look like one, but I'm not a monster.
I think both of you also roll me a quick, just general perception to see if you also catch this other object that's in this house. And also to see if you know whose house this is.
Oh,
I have a
You were
guess.
looking at the family portraits.
7.
17.
Okay. The picture. Very big family. Very big family. At the center of the family looks like one particular matriarch that you have seen in town before.
We're stealing from Grandma.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What was that? Is that in character or out of character?
Was that in character or out of character?
Oh, out of character.
Okay.
I don't know that I've met the grandmother.
You saw her walk up with the group. You may not have known who she is, but you saw her earlier.
We as a group physically interacted with her, even if you didn't.
Arnil thinks nothing of stealing from the elderly.
Just not the family photos, because you're not a monster.
Except for the family photos. I wouldn't do that to anybody. Especially not the elderly.
I will also say next to the picture is like a weird looking compass.
Ooh. I'll also pocket the weird looking compass. What is weird about this compass?
You're not sure.
Arnold, I'm glad that it's you and not Jake. Jake would try to take the family photos. I'm glad to see that you have more class than that.
Just at first thought, you're not sure. You can also roll me another Arcana check to see if for some reason you may have encountered talks of or know what this is, but...
That's an at one.
No, you have no idea. It's just a cool looking compass.
Here we
Well,
go.
shiny.
Surging time. Time for surging. 72, 35.
Okay. Let's see if I can get the fighter table to not be a pain in my butt. 22 and 35.
Yes.
For some reason, Adobe today has decided that when I search for terms, after I click to the next term, it wants to bring me back to the first term, which is not what I want it to do.
Thanks, Adobe.
Thanks, Adobe.
Oh.
Adobe Wan Kenobi, you're not our only hope. Whoa, dear. Everyone's cameras just went crazy.
Uh-oh.
We lost Jero, it looks like. 72 and 35, you said?
Yes.
And 35. I'll let you pick. They're both bad.
35.
For the next minute, all attacks against you critically strike on a natural 18 or higher, and you have a bullseye on your back.
Oh, nice.
So, with that in mind, I would say, hear some commotion outside.
Quick, it's the fuzz!
Uh-oh. Cheese it!
Front or back door?
Back, I guess.
Front.
We're just two ships passing in the night.
Is that actually what happens when he goes out the front, when he goes out the back?
I guess so.
100%.
I'm going to use a racial ability of mine, Chameleon Carapace. I can change the color of my carapace to match the surroundings, giving me advantage on stealth checks made to hide.
I'm gonna need you to try to roll a stealth check as you sneak out the back that no one notices you from as they're passing up, actually from the side of the house.
Okay.
Surprisingly, no one's at the front door yet, so Polly, you are currently in the clear. I actually am gonna need you guys to roll me initiative really quick just to help keep track of what's going to happen. I also think that while this is going on, I need Saros. Please roll me a perception check to see if you notice either of the people that you were hanging out with earlier leaving from this house rather quickly.
Thank goodness for advantage. So stealth, 24.
Okay.
Initiative, 23.
Okay.
Initiative 10.
Polly said initiative 10. I'm sorry, what was the initiative that you had, Arnil?
23.
23. Okay. That's just more for me to know than like you actually needing to be fighting yet. What was that perception check?
That's a 13.
Okay. You would not have noticed Arnil, but Polly, are you trying to be sneaky or are you just trying to leave?
No, I'm just trying to get the hell out of there.
You do notice Polly sprinting out of this front door with a bag.
Sarah's just gonna follow.
It is later. There are stars outside, but Starry Bird. So
Starry Bird.
Starbird.
Starry Bird.
Starbird? Like a
Yeah.
bow?
Oh, that was unintentional. I love it.
That means left, I think. Left or is that right? I don't remember.
Jake doesn't know.
Amar. How long are you planning on spending with Reloy?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Basically the whole time.
Okay. Like pretty much the next morning kind of situation?
Until the ship comes back. I'm assuming it's coming back to roughly where it was before.
Yeah, we said an hour.
Yep, so I'm not going particularly far. Just helping this person out, light flirting, and then turns into slightly less light flirting.
Yep. Okay.
Dark flirting, if you will.
Dark flirting. Yep. Okay. So this hour sort of continues on. I'm gonna need Arnil, make me one more stealth check.
That's
just imagining
another...
I'm just imagining Arnil carrying around the lamp, setting it down, and hiding behind it.
Quick, hide behind that conveniently shaped lamp.
It's now a street lamp.
That lamp looks so familiar.
Sorry, I was just learning something from chat. I got another nat 19, so 24.
Perfect. You guys are really lucky that Grandma's dice are rolling like terrible tonight because I've gotten like 5 or less on every single roll for perception or anything that she's gotten for other stuff.
Master
So,
Steve.
You guys are so lucky right now. But yeah, no, clean getaway. You do hear some commotion, I think, in the background as they come to the door, are about to knock on the door, realize the door is like open, and they're like, wait, Grandma's with us? What the heck? And they're now investigating what has happened because, you know, the doors are broken in. But it's kind of near the end of that hour, and so how is the ship being brought down?
Jake, because he only drank a couple of beers and he's steering a big old ship and not like a car in busy traffic, he's doing fine. He also spent the last hour freshly lacquering the decks, trying to make up to the ship when he crashed it. He's been like, yeah, see, look at this, look at all the good maintenance I'm doing.
Ship doesn't buy it.
Look at me, please love me.
Yeah, but then he's going to try and bring the ship down as easy as he did the first time.
Okay, gonna need you to roll that for me, please.
God, crash it. God, crash it. God, crash it.
That is 19.
Okay. Yep. No splash. Not a splash to be heard. Do you guys all, I assume, board the ship? And I think the more important question is, do you bring a young bartender with you?
It's up to him. Not gonna make him if he doesn't want to.
You had insinuated earlier in the night that, you know, this is fun. I guess, are you actively persuading him to want to come with you after you guys are done doing whatever?
I ask first if it's what he is. This so that was very nice. It was a very wonderful hour. So I guess I must ask: is this what you want?
To adventure?
Yes.
I mean, I've never really thought about it, but nothing's really coming of this, so I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of seeing what else is out there. Are you guys often in danger? Is it something I would have to be worried about?
Oh, no danger at all. Everything's fine.
Can this conversation be happening outside?
Yeah,
Nothing we can handle.
Okay, because if this conversation's happening outside, I think that we should run by. We should be running by out the ship and be like, Amar, we gotta go, let's go.
Also, there's an open window or something.
And Roy's just like, is that my grandma's lamp?
Nothing we can't handle.
That looked like a lamp that my grandma owns. Should I be worried about that?
No, but you should start talking about it in the past tense.
That was good.
Well, I think I would rather face whatever danger is out in the world than deal with my mad grandmother over her missing lamp, because that scares me. So I'll go with you, if that's okay.
Sure, it sounds lovely.
You guys zoom on out. He grabs a few things. You guys make your way to the ship with you know, a little bit of a commotion still happening. No one's really like immediately caught on that it's you guys, because it's just like, what the heck? This is some extra level of chaos for the night that we weren't expecting, but because no one really got noticed, they don't really know it's you. And for now, you have a bartender on ship and otherwise clean getaway.
And when Reloy boards the ship, Jake pulls out a tiny pirate hat and puts it on her head.
Reloy gets really excited. Just like, I've never had a hat before. This is really cool.
Westward, I have a stop to make on the mainland. And Jake just pulls the ship as everyone boards and starts heading west and takes to the air because that's much faster than sailing.
Reloy has some air sickness situations.
Oh no.
But yep, nope, you take to the sky. Just one air sick new crew member.
That's okay, you'll adjust.
I think we're gonna go ahead and call the session there as you guys adventure westward to the city that was mentioned earlier. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. It was so much fun getting to see what new chaos this crew got up to. As a reminder, we are wonderfully sponsored from the BRC crew. They are sponsored by Dragon Master Games and Fanroll Dice. And the Wild Magic table you heard us using in the session today is from the DM's Guild. It was made by the amazing Dave Panfio. And if you were interested in anything about going on in the Wild Magic tables that are class specific, feel free to go check it out and show Dave some support. If you liked what you heard, you can also be found online at Geekachu. Bard Rock Cafe is what is Bard Rock Cafe's places, because I'm not remembering off the top of my head.
On Twitter, it's at Bard Rock Cafe. If you can't find us that way, we're Bard Rock Cafe D&D, because somehow someone beat us to Bard Rock Cafe.
Wow, surprising. But yeah, check them out there on social medias. You can find me at Geekachu. When I'm not here DMing, you can find me playing Winterra Dark Knight over on the Agents of Damned podcast every other Friday. Bard Rock is usually every other Tuesday?
Yep, every other Tuesday. Occasionally it falls on a Wednesday, but we try for Tuesdays.
Yep. And you guys should check them out. And then they have other streams going on this channel here. If you're not already either subscribed or currently following them, you definitely should give them a follow and get alerted to anytime they have any new streams coming out. And everyone else, if you want to go same order, I think, as intro for that, go ahead and give yourselves a quick little outro, who you were playing and where else people can find you.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Paul. I play Brock on the main podcast and Jake here. And we do have lots of other streams that we do, lots of one-off streams. But in January, we're starting a stream of the game Valor. We're calling that Bard Walk Cafe Trails of Valor. It's a Final Fantasy X spoof. So look forward to that in January. I will be the DM. Oh, and yeah, you can find me at PeakHinter13 on Twitter. But unless you follow me for Magic stuff, you probably want to just follow the Bard Rock Cafe account for TTRPG stuff.
Perfect. I think Allison, you were next.
I think so. Allison, I have been Sorrow Stellan. Really looking forward to joining the crew and joining the hijinks. Thanks for watching.
I don't remember who went next. It was either Ursa or J-Ro.
I'll go. I'm Coach J-Ro, the Unsummoned Skull. Do a lot of magic-related stuff. I've also been crossing over a lot with the with the Bard Rock crew. And I have my own Twitch at twitch.tv/Unsummoned Skull. My YouTube, bit.ly/Unsummoned Skull. That's where I am usually in places. And I was Amar the Swap because I can do weird accents apparently decently.
I am Ursa Bearwalker. You can find me everywhere at Ursa Bearwalker. I edit sometimes for Bard Rock Cafe as well as CMDR Central. Follow me if you want to see, I don't know, bear memes and stuff.
And I'm Marty. I'm from the Wayfaring Strangers podcast. You can find me on most social media at Balm Martian. You can also, I'm a frequent guest on Bard Rock Cafe. You can also find me on, like I said, Wayfaring Strangers, wherever you get your podcasts, and my band Winter Wayfarer on most music streaming platforms.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you again. We actually won't be returning until after the new year, just because of the holidays that are coming up. So we will be back on January 7th. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.